don't know why this is, whose birthday is it today? Aunt Doris.
Is it Aunt Doris?
It's Aunt Doris's birthday today. Today is December the 23rd, 2010. Ooh, these girls know how to count. Oh. And look at Rosemary over there cleaning up. Rosemary, they still have, I think, Monique and, I don't know if they're coming or not.
I know, I just put it over there so
Oh, okay.
you wouldn't get there. Some things in there.
It's the housekeeper.
Gwen.
This is Rosemary's, this is Doris's birthday today.
Yes, I'm so grateful.
Yes, we
Just a
are.
blessing
I
that
know.
she is.
That we're getting older.
That we are getting older.
Yes.
You can't beat it.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things are gonna get better. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, better, right now, right now, right now, right now. I'm gonna cut that part out.
No, you don't, Gwen.
That was my own personal reverie. All right, so today, happy birthday, Doris. Today is your 79th birthday.
Right.
How does it feel to be 79 years old?
I don't think you have no feelings about the birthday. You're just thinking about what am I living through right now, huh? Right. I don't know. I think I just move slower and I'm not as quick to decide to do something,
I
huh?
seen Mercedes shoes
You
somewhere.
think so?
I don't know, I'm asking you.
That's the only thing I can think about. There's so many people behind me now that, and we're all living until it seems like. There's so many of us now.
Yes, and we're living longer.
And we're living longer. And we have to give people freedom to choose. And it's kind of hard to get them together, but when we do get together, there's so many different groups. We have different groups now. Since we have, 4 generations living. So that has a lot to do with us being, as we get older. The different groups we're in.
So what do you want for the coming year?
What are you doing?
So what do you want for the coming year?
We got 3 or 4 things we will be doing.
What are those?
Well,
Move in a little closer.
I don't know what one of them will be. We'll have our Mother's and Daddy's will be their 80th anniversary on July. So I think since we haven't had a
Family
reunion, but what I really want to do this time, I want to somebody, we got to find where we can order some Bibles and have everybody's name put in the Bible and Mother and Daddy's 80th anniversary and your name put on the front of it. That's one thing I really want to have done this year. So I don't know how we're going to get that done. That's going to be very expensive for all of us here. As of today, all of us who's living should have a Bible on July the 2nd with our name on it and Mother and Daddy's 80th anniversary in July. Okay? Now where we're going to have it, I don't know because there's too many of us to have it in one place. So now we got to decide how we're going to find a room or something.
We could have it in Boise.
Have it where?
I'm only kidding.
It's on your face. It's on your face.
I know, I am really bad. I can't even get it right.
My sister is so bad.
So now what else should we do this year? There's 3 or 4 things we really do need to do.
Your mommy said
You have to
no.
move away from the table if you're not going to obey.
What else can we do?
That's going to be the time first.
That's about all. Other than to say we really do need to do that.
What would you say to someone if they said, What are the best things I can do to live to be 79?
What's the best thing you can do?
To live to be 79.
Believe in God and trust Him. And now we're looking forward to the birth of Jesus Christ. And because we're looking for the, He's coming, He's going to be born. And this morning we played the record as Haley Jackson sang it. And I think it's really true. We all are waiting for Him to be born, huh? And I think that's what we all look forward to, knowing that Jesus is going to be born. And every year we get to celebrate that birth through what we do with each other.
And what are some things we do with each other?
Like we're doing now.
Getting together?
Getting together, having a little gift. We don't have to have no big gifts no more because there's nowhere to put them. And being kind to each other and letting people live their little lives. And when they come, you'll be glad to see them, huh?
I would be very glad to see them. Yeah.
But if they go away and be happy, when they come back, they feel better towards you than when you're trying to tell them what to do. I think that's the best part of being 79. These people's a way to live their lives. That's why I told Al this. He didn't have to come if he had something else to do, you know. He's supposed to do what he'll be 58. We have to let him release himself and do the things he wants to do. And that's what I think that's the nicest thing you can do for people.
When you were a little girl, what were your dreams?
Oh. I don't know what my dream was when I was a little girl. Because I had so much fun with my family, my brothers and Papa, my grandpa.
Like what kind of fun did you have?
Oh, the different things they do, and you know what I'm saying?
Like what?
Oh, they like to cook and feed things for you, show you what they're growing and what they're making. Not forget to tell you what everybody's doing when they sit down. They come to tell you all about what everybody's doing. And what everybody looks like when they, get old, like I'm getting old. And their families and what the families are doing. Like, when we get together, we always ask the question, find out about everybody in their family. Because when you do that, they know you care something about them. And so, like, Gwen went on the vacation and she came back and we said, we're going to sit down, Gwen, and tell me what you did. You didn't leave with no preconceived idea. Because we didn't tell you what to look for and what to do. But tell me what you really did enjoy on your vacation. Same way with you, anybody. So I think it's being a part of giving people the right to choose and tell you what they did and what they didn't do. And sometimes they feel the same way you do about something before you even asked them, but you didn't tell them to feel that way. But they end up feeling that same way. I think, you know what I'm saying?
What out of your childhood, what's the one most thing that stands out in your mind?
What you saying?
With your childhood, what is the one most thing that stands out in your mind?
That Daddy made us take care of Mother, because Mother was always sick. And so Daddy would tell you what he has to do for Mother, and he'd tell you what you had to do for Mother, and we had to take care of Mother. So, see, Mother was sick ever since I was a little girl. Something was always wrong with Mother. And same way with Joan. And so, from the time I was a little girl, we always had to take care of Mother. And so you grow up thinking that you have to, and then you start taking care of other people. Not because they're other people, but because you're taking care of Mother, you know somebody else needs the same thing. And I think that stays with you all your life. When your daddy tells you what you have to take care of.
Oh, I never thought about that, Doris.
Yes, you do. And whenever he tells you, you'll never forget what your daddy tells you to do. So as you get older, you do those things, not only for him, who he said, but for anybody that wanted you to do for it, So now what else?
Who in your life has been the most inspirational person for you?
Aunt Marie.
Ask all the questions.
Aunt Marie.
Why? She just has a short life.
I know she lived a short life, but she was always my friend when I was a little girl. She always let me wear her clothes. And she had her first husband was so much fun. And she was my friend ever since I was a little girl. And I hated it when I had to start wearing shoe stockings.
Uh-huh.
Because I had long feet and skinny legs.
Uh-huh.
So she would let me come over and try on her shoes and her things. And I looked at her and I said, why can't people wear stockings? When you first start wearing stockings, it looks horrible, don't they? Aunt Marie was always assuring me, at one point in life they're going to feel a little better.
Tell us about it, Marie, because
She was so much fun. And she would come get me and take me off, you
Is it
know.
okay for her to play?
Because see, Mother was tall and light, and Mother wore one color type of clothes. And because we were a little brown and yellow, we wear another kind of clothes. But Mother wanted to dress you like she was white.
Aunt Marie looks just like Joan. That reminds me, Joan looks just like her.
Oh, okay.
And
I
so
saw
you
a
had
picture of her.
But Daddy knew how to dress you because he let you go to the store. He'd go to the store and buy, take you to the store because Mother couldn't go to the store all the time. The watch and the places. So he would let you buy you some colored shoes. But see, Mother don't buy no colored shoes. Mother only buy black shoes. And he let you buy some colored dresses. Mercedes, like the first real pretty dress I bought was when I guess I was about 7 years old. And they had these pinafore dresses. They were yellow with the islands, with the pinafore. And that was the prettiest dress I ever owned.
Oh. Did you make it? Did
Wait,
Mother make
no. It was bought, but let me tell you something. Everything I lack, something happens to it within a month or so. I have yet to have something that I really liked, and then something happened to it. So I quit liking your clothes. Because anything I like, something happened to it. So I don't get to like them too long. So then I just go through life just making something that look, I can wear and go on. So, but anyway, it was awesome fun.
So if I want to read,
And I still got a couple of her things. I had in the cedar chest, but I had to throw them away now because
then I open
the
them
cedar chest molded. And last year, I had 2 years ago, I took everything out the cedar chest and threw it away.
Oh, why didn't you have them cleaned?
You couldn't have them clean because it had mold in them. So I had to get rid of them.
Is it hard on your eyes?
What were some of the things you had in there?
Oh, I had, I always liked apple green. And I had one apple green dress that she had. And orange was another one of my favorite colors that was hers.
Who's her?
Aunt Marie.
Aunt Marie. Oh.
When Aunt Marie died, Mother made me some dresses over some of Aunt Marie's dresses. And so I got to wear some of her dresses when I...
Oh, how fun.
So I had her in the shoe chest, and she liked gold shoes and gold purse, and I had that, and the different things that she had,
Do you still
but they were
have those
because
things?
Mother didn't like those kind
No,
of
they got
colors.
molded in the cedar chest.
Yeah, they got molded in the cedar chest, so they wasn't no good anymore.
Ah. I wish I had got to know Aunt Marie. I mean, too bad. She died so young.
Well, but there was so many of them because Mother took it really bad. Cause see, Gwen, Mother had and Grace had Cookie the August before Roman was born, and then November Roman was born, and in January Gwen was born. So the three of them had children together. And so that's why Mother went back to Texas to have Gwen, because all three of them was having children. Now, all three of them had girls. And all three of the girls had never been married. Yesterday, Roma got married, but Cookie didn't get married, neither did Gwen. And what else? We know something else about the three girls. Isn't it funny how they did that? And when Mama Lovey brought them, our grandmother, Mama Lovey, brought them to California. How was it, 7 or 8 years old? Cookie and Roma came, and you remember they stayed on Spring Street, on 19th Street, and Gwen, all three of them. And they all have almost the same type of personality. At that time you did.
Oh, I was going to say, I hope I'm not like Roma. Oh my God.
But anyway, all of you had...
Oh.
Okay, and then what else do you want to say? And I remember that because, that was the major thing happening in our life because Uncle Gwen had had a child and Aunt Marie had not had a child. And all of them was having those children.
Oh. And they all had only one child. Oh, that's very interesting.
It wasn't-
I'm not a one.
Sing only
No,
child?
no. Aunt Gwen and Aunt Marie only had one child.
And they were
I wish I was the only child. See, I would do
And she
that.
was child number 7, but she was the only child that was born in the hospital. Because the rest of us was born at home. And when we were back, they had built a black hospital, a Negro hospital called, I can't remember the name of it now. And Gwen was the first one to be born in the hospital.
Oh, Gwen was born in a hospital, lady?
And then the rest of us was born. We was all born in the dining room, on the dining room table.
Is that right? So when mother would go into labor, they would call the midwife?
Yeah, Mrs. Tony Johnson, Cassian's grandmother, and our grandmother. And that's how they had the baby. And they come and cut the sheets out, boil the water, and clean out the dining room. Not really. The dining room was, they was very clean. They didn't have nothing in their house. And so Gwen was, but when we went back, they had built, what's the name of the hospital? Anyway, they had built a hospital, and Gwen was the first one to be born in the hospital. It's very interesting. But all 3 of those girls, none of them have, Roma's the only one got married, Cookie didn't get married, and Gwen didn't get married. And it's really strange, they did some, almost just a strange, it was really strange when you watch what their 3 did. Even though there were 2 sisters and 1 brother who had a child. Mother was the oldest, she had Gwen. Uncle Glenn had a girl, and then Aunt Marie had a girl. So it was really neat.
Yeah.
So it's really 11 of us rather than 9 of us. When we sit down and think about it. Because she's 9 and 10, 11 with Cookie and Roma.
What if someone was to ask you, what would be the 4 most important things in getting through life? What would they be for you?
Then I like my hen people. And I like the fact that we don't have to be pretty or ugly. You just have to look like somebody in your family. You can have walk like them and talk like them, have hand like them. Something you have to do to know that you're part of the family. So when you sit down, you say, oh, she looks just like so-and-so. Or she acts just like so-and-so. So that's what gives you your real personalities. Knowing that you're a part of the family and you look like somebody in the family. You have some personality like them. What else would you say?
Number 2. That's 1. What's number 2?
No.
You like your family like they like their family. That's number 2. That's very important. That you like your sisters and brothers. You like where you live. You like the way you was treated as, enough food, enough clothes. See, that's all you're going to have. And, you can share that. And we all went to church. We all come through Sunday school. So we had very good experience in church. And most of us still work in the church because our experience came from being in church. And because we are married different ones, we all got an education and decided to be something. You know what I mean? You don't have to be nothing special, but whatever you want to do, you got to be it. Because you was free from those other kind of feelings, because you're very happy with what you had and what you did. How we went off, we traveled a lot because Daddy taking us off all the time when we was growing up. And we always had lots of food because Daddy always worked where he can get extra, crates of food, and he brings it home, and we got to do that. And Mother sewed and I sewed, so I think we had a very nice family life, don't you think so?
Yeah, I think so too.
I really do.
Yeah.
And our neighborhood, we always lived in a neighborhood where we know everybody in the neighborhood.
Now those days are gone.
Yes, and they would tell different ones what you did and what you didn't do. And they can tell you something about what you did to somebody else. And they say, oh, that must be Miss So-and-so's daughter you're talking about. They would know who it was when they started telling the story about what they did. And that was one thing I liked about neighborhood.
Yeah, I do too, Doris.
I don't care where you went, everybody knows that, she just do that. And that's what we like best about. I really did enjoy growing up. Did you?
Yeah, I do too, Doris.
I really did. I didn't have no problem growing up.
You had a good childhood?
I did too. Did you?
Yes.
I did too. And I enjoy going to school.
Uh-huh.
And I enjoy working in the church. Did you too?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't feel nobody was against me. I was angry at anybody. Because somebody said, well, you know, she does that to everybody. So you try to say, did somebody else, she do it to somebody else? You didn't say yes. So you didn't feel nobody was picking on you? Didn't you feel that way?
Mm-hmm.
I did too. I had a very good time growing up.
Oh, okay.
Even being married, I didn't, how would you put it? I didn't feel what was happening to me was happening only to me.
Oh.
I felt what was happening to me was part of what was happening to everybody around about me. Because mostly all of my friends went through the same thing.
Oh.
And most of them got through it like I did, you know. And their children would go on. You know. The ones that didn't get out and go on, their children didn't go on. But the ones of us that something led us to go on, our children got up and went on with us. So I had that feeling. Did you too?
Yeah. Tell us about your childhood when you were really young. Where did you live and how were the conditions? And because you're different than where you live now.
Oh yeah. Now let's see how we put that. I lived across the street from Uncle William and Jane, and Uncle William was Papa's Uncle William. So Uncle William was like Cheryl and Gwen. I mean Cheryl and Johnson. And so Uncle William was Papa's uncle. So he was Mother's uncle. He was my uncle. Do you understand? But he wasn't that much older than Papa Randy. He was just by. How would you put that?
Like Jocelyn and Cheryl.
Yes.
Just like Jocelyn and Cheryl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Cheryl's the aunt and Jocelyn's the niece, but they're close in age.
And Uncle William was a carpenter. And he used to, I liked all of our kids. He was so nice. And she learned me how to make jellies and jams, and Jane did. That was his wife. And in those days, the biggest joy was quilting. But they had certain things you got to have in your house. We don't live that way now, but in those days, you had to have certain things in your house. And so they made sure that everybody in the family had those certain things in your house.
Like what would be those certain things?
Settee. That's a love seat. Everybody usually wants to have a settee. And everybody likes to have beautiful glasses and plates and dishes and glassware. Beautiful sheets. And they like Mother Washington or Mrs. Washington spreads on their bed. It's like things. They like Quaker lace on the table. All these are things that was necessary. I mean, you just didn't want them. You had to have them. And you had to have
You're going to leave at 11?
we had domestic curtains. At least, I mean, we had the curtains inside, lace curtains, and the domestic curtains. And we had a big troller. It was RCA with the big thing and the dog, you know that thing sitting on top of it. A big troller. Everybody had good music in those days. What else would be? Because Daddy was in business, we would have to go to the concerts, and that means you have to wear the lockets and all these things was kept in a special place. All of us had special lockets and special jewelry only wore when we went to concerts or went to plays or something. And we had one real nice coat. We always had beautiful coats. No jeans. And you only wore that on special occasions. You always had lace hanging, tablecloth. We had gloves. It was very special for people in those days to have certain things. Whereas now we can just do what we want. But in those days, you have to specify what you wear and what you bought and what you didn't buy. We don't do that anymore. And so it was really a very nice situation. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody look around and see if you got everything, but they know if you were with them, you had everything.
So tell us about our grandmother, Doris, because she got to know my daddy's mother.
Grandma Rosie? Oh, Grandma was really nice. She was Chinese and Japanese.
She was Chinese and
Japanese. She lived in Johnson County. She looked like Aunt Clara.
Uh-huh.
Aunt Clara. And then Clara looked Uncle Robert too.
She was Chinese and
And
Japanese.
Japanese. When they was building the railroad in the 1890 or 18 something, the Chinese Japanese was the one who built the railroad.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh, it is.
their father,
Oh, I can do it in the car. That's all right.
they really don't know what he wants because he didn't speak English. He could speak another language.
What language
And Daddy had told me that too. We don't know what the language was because we never found out what it was that he spoke.
Where was he
He spoke
from?
another language.
Where was he from?
We don't know where he came from. But see, the people who got him, it was two brothers, in our book. The people who got him, when they bought one brother, the man gave him, he said, don't separate me from my mother did. So then he gave him the second son.
These are slaves.
But they raised them as their children. They didn't raise them as slaves. They was little boys. And so they taken them and raised them as their children.
And where was it start?
This is in Tillsbury. This is on Daddy's side. But when our grandpa, he was a builder too. But he was also minister. What do you call him? He was a minister, but he was a preacher. In those days, he just built churches.
Oh.
He was an artillery church builder. He just built churches. You know where they was building churches long ago? That's when he died of gangrene in his leg. He had stepped on a nail, and they didn't want to stop until they finished building this church. When they finished building the church, his leg had swelled up so bad, but they didn't know, and he hadn't told nobody that he had stepped on this nail. So when they brought him, they lived on Jones and First Street in these little houses this way. And they brought him home and they laid him down and found he was dead because he had, his leg he had poison in his leg. But getting back to them, when they came to, how did he do? He left there. All of those people married different kind of people. The Satberries, they married into the Satberries, okay.
So are we related to the Satberries?
Yeah.
In what way?
The Satberries married, married into the Smith family. Okay. Of the first daughter, her name was Elmariah or something. Now they had babies, and the Indians would come and steal the baby.
Indians would come and steal the baby?
Because they looked like Indians. They was, solid Indians. They was Indians. So both of the Smith brothers married Indian women, but Indian, they call them mulattoes. They didn't go to the reservation. See, when they was raised, Texas was still Mexico. When they moved there, Texas was still Mexico. And so they was moving the Indians out of there so that the people could own Texas. And so the people said, Daddy's father was bought all this land, which we they sold it to Daddy. Showed it to them, to the two slave boys. And he's around the river. Anyway, how am I gonna tell you?
I'm Rosie.
Oh, Grandma Rosie. She lived in Johnson County. They live in Burleson County, okay? And so I don't know how he got to her, but anyway, he got to her. They got married and had the child. But Grandma Dolly, which was she wouldn't lie, the baby would be with her, so she made a pen. And she put them in a pen because they looked so funny. She wouldn't let them go around her children. Daddy and them could not go around with other people's children because they didn't look like color, they looked like come in. So when they go to visit the grandma, she put them in a pen. They kept them in a pen when they come visit her because she didn't want to touch her children. So they couldn't stay down there. And so they moved to Waco. And so they never did go back down there.
How did they look different there?
It was different if they was mixed like that.
Mixed with Indian and Japanese?
Because he was not, the two slave brothers was really not, they was very fair.
Very fair? So they were probably mixed, huh?
They were mixed.
They were mixed, okay.
By the women, the black women being raped.
No, none of them was raped at that time. Because see, the Indians they was moving the Indians out from down there when they turned it to America, turned it to the United States. And when they was born and everything, it was still Indian territory, Mexico. So the Indians, the way the house, can you show me how the house was made? It was made like this, but down the center of the house like this is how you got in the house. You just go ahead and show it. It was really nice. So the Indians could stay up under the houses because it was up on stilts like all this. And the ones that they didn't catch lived up under the houses of the slaves or whatever. And then they married, and like these, I keep telling you, these Africans is putting on clothes. The Indian people put on clothes, and they look like the Negroes because they was mixed too. You know what I'm trying to see what I'm telling you?
Everybody was mixed back in them days.
It was really mixed in.
Yeah.
And the Negroes was not black, they was real pretty people, just the color you are. Yeah, very few was black. Them, you and me, yeah, all of us. They just wasn't black.
How come they have to look like Janet?
Well, Gwen, I'm sure you they look like you too. If you're a man.
What kind of Indians are?
We're from the Blackfoot Indian.
Blackfoot
We're
Indian.
really not more Blackfoot Indian.
So let me get this straight. So our grandmother was Chinese and Japanese.
Well, that's Grandma Rosie
That's the
now.
road. Now where did the
Yeah,
Indian
on
come in?
mother's side, they're Irish and what's the other name? What's the other one?
Somebody else?
They are Irish.
Irish?
Allison's name is what?
Where does the Irish?
Portuguese. They're Portuguese.
Where does the Irish come from?
That ain't over there on that thing. That's our mother. They're from Georgetown, Texas, and it's an Irish country, and it's an Irish territory. See, that's something else we don't do then. Whatever you was, there was a certain kind of job you had. You understand what I'm telling you? And nobody else could do that job but you. You couldn't go and be anything you want to be. You could only hold that type of job. And so that's where you would meet that type of person. You understand? And you automatically meet that kind of person because that's the only kind of person you be with in those days. And so the Irish people would be with the Portuguese. Portuguese and Irish would be together only with what else? See, they all flock to do something about like they do now. The Chinese and Japanese would be together.
So on Daddy's side, his mother was Chinese and Japanese. I don't know what his father was. But
Yes, he was, I told you.
was it Haitian?
No. They didn't come from like that. They came from Africa.
Okay. But on mother's side,
They was only working on the railroad, and it was up in Johnson County.
okay.
So when we went to Grandma's funeral up in Johnson County, it rained so at her funeral. I went to Grandma's funeral. Oh, you should have seen the people, but we had to spend the night in the church. Because some more it rained, they couldn't bail the water out, and so they couldn't leave the body out. So we all had to go back in the church until it stopped raining. It didn't start raining until the next day. So we had to spend our whole night in the church house. Then they could get in there and bail the water out so they could bury Grandma. But they didn't go down that way. They stayed this way and went back this way. Even though it was way past the time.
Tell us about Aunt Rosie. Tell us about Aunt Rosie, because you got to spend some time with her.
Who?
Your grandmother.
Oh, she was a lots of fun. She was lots of fun. She was sitting on the table and she fed me oatmeal. I was the first girl after all of her boys. That Aldous was the first boy after all of us girls. That's the same thing happened to them. All of the uncles, all of Daddy's brothers. It was only in Clara, but it was 7 brothers. Then I was born. So Grandma took it up with me because I was the first, I was the first grandbaby. And she just, I guess she really didn't spoil me right, like spoiling me. It's just that she was so glad to have a little girl in the house. And it was a lady named Molly, I don't know what I mean. She made homebrew. And so when Grandma got old, she and Mrs. Tony Johnson, Catherine's mother, worked in white folks' houses, but they wasn't made in those days. It was something else they did.
Did our grandmother make homebrew?
No, but we would go down to Molly's grandma, and Molly's grandma makes a bit, and you know that you put them in a chef can, you know how the chef can, you ever seen the chef come in a little can?
Oh, yes,
So we take our little buckets and put our straw hats on, and we go on down the street and go around to Molly's house. Did she drink up? The more she can drink up. Then she put the rest in the can, and here we come back. He kept me singing, and I came and I said, Grandma, this is so much fun. And everybody thought we were so cute because Grandma was like this. We had so much fun. My grandma was something else. Anyway, we go home. We lived on the corner up here on 32nd Street, and we had lived on the cul-de-sac and go down there and come back around, and Grandma lived right down there. Well, the little Indian woman lived across from the grandma. She liked me too because she had 3 boys and she had one little girl. So she kept my hair curled and pretty, and she was something else. And every time I went to Grandma's house, I would go to her house, and she had to redress me like, what kind of Indian she was. But Miss Tony Johnson lived at the Indian house, and she had these gooses. Oh, that was the falsest thing you ever seen. They were so bad and so mean. They'd come to the door, they see me coming. They would say, here comes Doris, they would say. And they come standing all across the front of the porch. And they go back and say to Miss Tony Johnson, she's here. I see Miss Tony Johnson, the back of her house was the river. And the river went up there, but she couldn't let them go out and get in the river. So she built a big old hole in the middle of her backyard. And they had a duck pond, but it was just a big old. And they wanted me to come get in the pond. I said, I'm not going to get no pond with you. And they come down to the gate and ask me, what did you want? They were so bossy. I had the worst time with them kids. And I said, well, you go tell Mr. Johnson I'm here. So I said, you have to wait at the gate until I come back. God, they were so bossy.
How old were you then, Doris?
I was a little girl. I started really young because, see, Grandma lived, there. But on this side of the street, and I had to come down this way. But whenever I went to Grandma's house, they were hearing me coming. They was on the porch, and you can't go visit your grandma, you have to go come visit them too.
Oh, wow.
So they were so much fun, but they were so bossy. I said, that's okay, she's gonna cook you. And they catch my hair, and they pull your hair. There was some mean goosey. I said, that's okay, because Mrs. Tony John in those days, they made the liverwurst cheese. I said, when I come back, sometimes shake my hand, and they do like this. I said, she's going to make some how to use liverwurst. They shake your head. So me and them goose carry on until we left of it. But Shannon Johnson was still living. And then people started moving up from the country, living in those, those spots. And then Jane lived across the street. She learned how to take care of our husband by making jelly. You have to make 3 different kinds of jelly and keep it on the table. You have to learn to quilt. You have to learn to sew. Jane was, I don't know what she was. And Uncle Pat had gone to England for the war. And so he had come back when I was a little bitty girl. So Uncle Pat was, he kept us looking like the English when he did, And so he'd buy these real pretty pins and put in their hair. He wore spats and he wore his tie.
That was Aunt Jane's husband?
Aunt Jane's brother.
Aunt Jane's brother.
And they turned a garage on the side of the house into, that's why Uncle Pat lived.
So how's Aunt Jane related to us?
And Jane is married to Uncle William. And so Uncle William them live across the street.
Was Papa Ramsey's uncle.
Yeah.
He's the youngest
He's
of
the
the
youngest.
brothers.
And Jane had 6 children. Cousin Willie, the oldest brother's name, I can't think of his name, Cousin Willie, Cousin Irma, and Cousin Ned. Then she had, what's the oldest brother's name? And then she had Cousin Oscar, he's the youngest one. And the middle one's name was, we call him Duck now, but his name was, anyway, they lived across, they was grown when I came along. And so, the house, see, when mother came to live there, when you finish school in the country, you finish in the 11th grade. You come to town to finish school in the 12th grade. So they came and stayed in Cousin Willie's house across the street. At that time, she was married. But her husband got killed. And so, mother came and stayed with Cousin Willie first. And then Cousin Marguerite come stay with her next time. Okay, and how would you put it? Then Daddy wanted to
Oh, I
give it to
can
mother
now.
because Cousin Willie wanted mother to have her house.
Yep, that's Papa Ramsey.
But Daddy bought
That's
the
his
house.
mother. That's his father.
See, now let me, you see what color they are, how they look?
She's Indian, right?
Yes, she is.
I have most of the names from the original one.
Let me
Because
see.
Roma has the original one.
Let's see. You do?
Yeah, she has the
Yeah, see,
original.
that's Papa right there. And this is, he is an Indian, he is what you call a Mohawk Indian. He's full Mohawk. But the mother is, what you call them? I just got through telling them.
Mulatto.
No, she's Blackfoot Indian, but what's her name? They got another name to her. Okay, and then she had, this is one son here, and her, his wife, and his son. And this is Papa. I don't know where Uncle Haiti is. Uncle Haiti, Uncle Cloud, Uncle Dan, Uncle, who was that? Uncle William, Uncle William built homes and things. And in those days, she could bring up one board home every day from work. And that's how they built their houses. They used the same lumber as the white man did, but they could not buy the lumber they wanted. So what they did was, wherever they worked, every day their pay was to bring some wood home, and then work on their house at home, and work on the white man's house at his house. So every day Uncle William would come home, he would bring a long board or whatever, he come and dig it, piddle it on his house, until he got it all finished. But he had a very nice house. Ooh, they had beautiful homes.
Oh, is that right? Built themselves, huh?
They really made nice homes. Because when the white man would send his child to school, to college, one of the slaves would go with him. That's why they become carpenters and masonry. It's because the black man, whoever the child was, the slave, would go to college with the white man. They could not read and build nothing, but the man would learn how to measure and do everything to build the houses, and build the colleges. They built all the county buildings, all prisons. Nothing building was the black man, but the white man went to college, and that was his job. But because the black man went to college with him and slept in the room with him and everything, kept his clothes clean. Somebody had to keep his clothes washed and keep them clean. The slave did that. But then when he went to work every day, he had to go with the man to cut the wood, and measure and do everything.
Oh, so he learned
So they learned
that
to
way.
be good. Okay, in the meantime, that's why Cousin Oscar became an architect, and he built some real nice houses. I mean, they built beautiful houses because they had learned to by going to the college with the white man. Every one of them went to college with the man, and so they became very good carpenters. They became very masonry because they had to, when they went to live in the college with the white man, they had to learn to do all of the work, the manual labor. But the man just did the design. Do you know what I'm telling you? And make sure they get it right. So all the colleges and all the prisons, all the county buildings, all the state buildings. So when the war broke out, they had the WPA. In the WPA, Those was men that was not accepted in the army and everything because there was either something wrong with them or something. They would go and work for the WPA and do the same thing that they did when they were slaves. You understand what I'm telling you? So it's very interesting how life went backwards and forwards for people in those days. And so they learned how to do the work all over again. Everything, they made their own bricks and they did, they could do everything. But you just said they had to work for the man and only get what was left over. You couldn't get, first hand nothing. But when they, how'd you put it? So you had to have, wait a minute, how did you have to do that? See, there's a difference between the rich white man and the poor white man, okay? You know the difference? Okay. It's a real lot of difference.
Like what?
And the rich white man, because you live with him and everything, he has a different attitude towards you and the things he have and how you get things. The poor white man don't have nothing going for him, so he's the one who bicker and be mean to you all the time. Do you understand? And won't let you have anything. So that's what happened in our family with the Smith family. But with the Long family, because they did the same thing, but the men seem to be a little bit more lenient in dealing with you than the ones down where Daddy came from.
Not yet. Almost time. We're just talking in dark. In a few minutes.
We're ready. Okay. Get the thing so we can light the candle. You got the
okay.
PC?
We're, Jen,
Okay.
okay.
Just don't have the first one.
No.
What one she wants? This right here. You want that?
We know what you want.
That red rose.
You want some of that? Well, come on, and then sit down and I'll get Okay, well then turn around.
Mercedes wants the red rose? Oh, okay.
Kimberly, get that.
I'm gonna give her. She's not going all of that, is she?
Are there plenty of plates? Okay.
Okay, Mercedes, you got a red rose. You got a red rose.
Or is that poinsettia?
Poinsettia.
She's not gonna eat all that cake.
Oh, she's not gonna eat all that, is she?
Good chef. Good chef. Mercedes got